Alrighty, folks. Let's go ahead and get this one started. What is going on, everybody? This is Justin Martinez, aka Jada Sports Dude, coming to y'all live from my apartment. Hopefully, you all are staying at your homes as well, practicing social distancing and staying safe during this pandemic. And I'm here to provide y'all with a little bit of extra entertainment. That's right, folks. It is time for New Mexico State versus Cal State Bakersfield, round number 2 between the Aggies and the Roadrunners, and it is a part of our over month-long journey to go back and watch as many of these Aggies games as we can from the 2019-2020 campaign, with the exception of just a couple of games where we had some problems with copyright claim issues. But we've been good so far, and we are here on the home stretch. This is the final road game for the Aggies of their regular season and of the 2019-2020 campaign in general, since there was no WAC tournament or NCAA tournament. And then after this, we've got one more game tomorrow against Cal Baptist, also at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And then we're done. It's been a fun ride so far. But before we get too emotional here, folks, we got 2 more games. Now, before we start this off, you guys know the drill by now. For those who have been following this series, I have to go and change the title on my phone and then make sure that I'm in frame and all that good stuff, because as I'm looking at the laptop right now, I'm not seeing myself in the bottom left corner the way you guys are. I'm just seeing the game. So let me go ahead and make sure I'm in frame. It looks like I am. And then let me go ahead and change this title, because right now it's saying versus Grand Canyon, which was last night's live stream. We're changing that to Cal State Bakersfield, game 2. Alrighty, folks, I think we're all set to get into this one. Let's get into it. Look at Treble and Queen there. Fresh off of a real bounce back game against the Lopes, somebody who had been gradually getting back to full strength since returning ahead of schedule for an injury. And he had a really good one in that game against Grand Canyon. Now he's looking to build off of it once again here on the road. And he is the guy who caused a lot of heartbreak for the Roadrunners last season, the year before this one, hitting that game winner in overtime to defeat Cal State Bakersfield. But as of right now, it is the home squad with a 3-0 lead. Jabari Rice with the basketball here. Let me go ahead and pull up the box score for this game so I can have that all set up. Let me see. So we got Johnny McCants with the basketball, but that looks to be a kick. Sticking with the Aggies. Pulling up this box score. We will look at the first half box score at halftime and then the final box score at the end of the game. You guys should know the drill by now. For some reason it's not popping up though. There we go. Got it. Cool. Let's see. Gotcha. Alrighty. Aggies with the ball here, 10 on the shot clock. This game was actually televised on ESPN3 as Johnny McCants ties it up with a 3. This was part of the of a series the WAC had where every single week they had a game of the week and it was televised. This was one of them. One of, I believe, 3 for the Aggies. They had at least one for every team, but with New Mexico State being the top team in the conference, a lot of these teams' one game was their big game against the Aggies, so the Aggies got a little extra TV time. So got Evan Gilliard in the corner pocket rocket tie, or that is cash money into 6-3 now. I was gonna say tie ball game, but the Aggies up 3, 18-15 on the clock. I like the court here. I think it's pretty cool. I don't know how playing on it would be as somebody actually in the game, but just from a fan perspective, this looks pretty cool. Reminds me of like what Boise State has for football. Roadrunners with the basketball here. Gets it to Taze Moore, the 3-point shot. That's an air ball. And no point in Trev gathering the board for that. Just let it go out of bounds. Moore, I believe, the team's leading scorer up until this point and at the end of the season. Mostly a slasher. For the most part, this is a Cal State Bakersfield team that works inside a lot. Not a whole lot of three-point shooting out of them. Speaking of three-point shooting, Johnny McCants, the Aggies, feeling it from distance so far. That is his second triple of the contest, and it's now 9-3 in favor of the road squad. Roadrunners, the team no longer in the WAC. They left this summer. This was their final year. Really a shame. I felt like they were due for a pretty good season this upcoming year after, I believe, having the 6th or the 7th seed in the WAC tournament. I can look that up in a second. But this is a team that really wasn't going to lose anybody. It's all juniors in this starting lineup. Yvonne with the ball down low. If you're not bringing that double, he's going to take it. Doesn't go down that time, but that's pretty much the MO. The double team doesn't come, he's going to take it. If it does, Yvonne is going to find that open man more times than not. I did have my interview with Shawn Buchanan today. We actually wrapped that up at 4:30, so not too long ago. I'm going to edit the video as soon as this is over, this live stream. And right now, the raw footage is at, I believe, 21 minutes. Or 20 minutes and change. So once I edit a little bit of it, because, you know, there's like a little talking period that we have before I start the actual video. So there's a little bit I'll take off at the beginning and a little bit I'll take off at the end. It'll probably be right at around 20 minutes, maybe just a little bit less. But I listened to it very briefly, and it doesn't look like we have any audio problems. I don't know if that's the whole way through, because I mostly, when I give like a general check, I'll like just skip to certain points, and I didn't hear any problems, so it looks like we were good on that end. And great interview. Shawn, definitely somebody who can break down plays as well as anybody, if not better than anybody on the team, with him wanting to be a coach and all that. So yeah, really good analysis, good throwback photo / video, some good hometown heat stuff, and really good fan questions as well. Really everything was great, so looking forward to you guys seeing that on Wednesday. And I did remember this time to ask Shawn who he wanted me to talk to next. I'm not going to tell you who it is because I'm not fully confident I can secure that interview, but I'm going to try my best. That'll just be a little hint for you guys. But as soon as I do secure it, same thing with the AJ thing. Once I do secure it, I'll let you guys know if I do. I want to say that I'll be able to, because I have talked to this person already at some point this summer. So I do have some sort of established connection. I've got the person's personal phone number, all that. So we see a foul there. Evan trying to draw a charge, but he will not. But yeah, if I can get this person, it's going to be a really good one. I would assume it's going to have the most views out of all the straight shooter interviews that we've done so far. And I want to say the one with the most views right now, I want to say it's the first one with Terrell Brown. I think that one's at about 350, somewhere around there, which is really good considering we got like 55 subscribers right now. So I want to say that's the one with the most. I think Clayton Henry is the second most. I want to say he's high up there in the 200s. But I think this one could get up there for sure. So really hoping that happens, and as soon as I know, I'll let you guys know. But I already reached out because I'm trying to make it happen this week, so that way I can get the interview done and edit it literally as soon as I'm done with the interview, and that way I can just have it ready for you guys when I'm on vacation from the whatever it is, 13th to the 17th, Monday through Friday, the following Monday through Friday. (11-7) right now in favor of New Mexico State. Terrell Brown set to inbound the basketball here. It was cool though, because I was talking to Shawn, and as you see Cameron Montano joining in. Appreciate for tuning in, man. It says straight shooter views in order. I think it's Terrell Brown as the most, Clayton Henry as the second highest, and then I want to say it's Jabari Rice at number 3. I think. I think those are the top 3, and then the rest are kind of all really close to each other, so I'm not sure. But I think that's top 3. Um, but it was cool because I was talking to Shawn today, and he was telling me that he actually has been following the whole series. He's been watching all the episodes, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's been a really good plus of having the players nominate each other and stuff like that. The reason why I wanted to do that is so that I can generate some sort of a buzz within the team, and that way guys are more likely to say yes, I will do the interview, because it is during the summer and they don't have to talk to me, and a lot of them are back home, you know. Um, so I think that it was good to have a little bit of added pressure, like, hey, it's not me asking to talk to you, it's your teammate asking if you can do the interview, and so that I think has really helped them be a little bit more willing to talk to me. That was sort of my strategy for that, and it's been working out. Yeah, apparently Shawn has really enjoyed the series, and he said he was looking forward to getting recommended. So yeah, it went really well. Really well. It's going to be about 20 minutes, maybe just a little bit underneath it, 19 and change, something like that. Definitely a good interview for sure. 14-9 right now. New Mexico State with the lead. 13:56, a smidge under 14 minutes left in this first half. But yeah, other than that, I'm still collecting questions for Aggie Mailbag. Right now, I've gotten 2 questions only so far, so as you see Trev with the board. Once I get at least 3, that'll be for the first week, and then once I get the next 3, at whatever point that is this upcoming week, that's when I'll write the next one. So if I get enough questions, it's up to you guys. As long as I get questions, I'll keep putting out episodes. So as you see Shawn with the pump fake, kick out to Terrell on the wing, no good. Because I did have this series during the regular season. I think I had maybe 2 or 3 episodes, but the thing is that it didn't get enough traction. Not enough people were sending in questions. So my higher ups, regional editor, all that kind of stuff, decided to pull the plug on it. So right now, this is kind of like an experimental thing to see if you guys want this again. In terms of views, it's been good, so we're good there. But yeah, we just got to keep getting questions. As long as we get that, I'll keep it going. CJ Bobbitt lining up his shots, no good from distance. 14-9. Yeah, because at the end of the day, as much as I love doing these things, the way that it is judged in terms of if it's worth me being on the clock for it is how the views do, that kind of stuff. That's what like our regional editors and all that kind of stuff look at. So right now we're solid. Right now we've been doing really well. Especially straight shooter, that one for sure. I've been really excited about that. They're trying to make a push to get other USA Today mid-market publications to do this kind of stuff, and if that happens, they might actually have me like host some like Zoom meetings and stuff like that to walk people through the setup process and stuff. So that's pretty cool. That's something that I might be doing in the coming weeks, is just trying to help some of these other papers get a series similar to this started. Karen Montano, Terrell Brown, Evan Gilliard. Oh, this is the order. Clayton Henry. Wow, Evan was 2. Okay. Jabari Rice, CJ Bobbitt, William McNair, Bryson Tennessee, and Johnny McCants. Interesting. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that's true. The Evan Gilliard one did really well. I want to say, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Terrell Brown is the only one in the 300s, right? I think Evan is high 200s. Maybe he got there. I haven't checked it recently. But yeah, that is true. That one did really well. And then the Clayton one, that one timed up really well because that was as soon as he had gotten that medical hardship waiver, so people were really looking forward to hearing from him. And I got to talk to him before, like, Adam Young got to talk to him before any of the news stations got to. So yeah, that one did really well. They've all been doing well when you consider the amount of subscribers that we have right now and stuff like that. And they've been doing well on our site and everything too, because we get separate viewership counts from that. We posted on Facebook too, and each one there gets like an extra 200 and some views. So it's not, we don't just base it off of the YouTube ones. When you consider all things together, like a lot of these videos are getting into the 600 or 700, which is pretty crazy. CJ Bobbitt with the free throw. Stephen M, what I miss selling these shoes today. Appreciate you for tuning in, Stephen. Yeah, I actually sold 2 pairs of shoes, so I just went and shipped those out today. Yeah, and then I had another pair come in today, and I should have another one come in tomorrow. Although since I'm gonna be on vacation and back home in San Antonio, I've been like buying more shoes, but I'm just having them shipped over to San Antonio right now. And so one way or another, by the time I leave San Antonio, those shoes got to be gone because I'm not packing them back in my suitcase. So I normally sell shoes pretty quick. They sell within like 48 hours, and I'm gonna be there for 6 or 7 days. So I'm sure it'll be fine. But in terms of what you missed, I did talk to Shawn Buchanan today, actually like an hour ago at 4:30. So like an hour and a half before the stream started. Went really well. Stephen M says, I watched your boss's interview show today. Your show tops his big times. Yeah, I mean his isn't the show, so I guess that's why he pretty much, as we see a kick there, Trev hits the ground. I'm just asking for him to, any way he can diversify the amount of like the content that we have on this channel, because mine is mostly basketball. So anything else he can provide, I just really appreciate it. This is mostly my like summer task that I'm trying to do for the paper. So just him is just things that he's chipping in just because he wants to. So he's not going to do the whole editing process or anything like that. He's just doing the unedited interview version. So yeah, that's all that his is. And he'll have more of that on New Mexico State football once we get closer to the season and stuff. And I'll have a little bit on high school football, but for the most part, basketball I think is going to be the only one that has an actual show to it, like a show aspect. Just because, quite honestly, it's the only one. It takes up so much of my time, just the editing process and everything. And basketball is the only sport, quite honestly, that I'm really passionate enough to invest so much time in, so much overtime in and stuff like that, you know? So, yeah, New Mexico State basketball will be our only podcast-based thing, our only video-based thing, unless Jason wants to take that up for football, but I'm not sure if he will or not. But yeah, it is a video with Daniel Gonzalez. If you guys want to check that out, if you haven't yet, it's Nick Gonzalez's older brother. And even though it's not edited or anything, it's still a good interview. You guys should definitely check that out. And the article version of that, it might have gotten published today. To be honest, I haven't checked. Karen Montañez says, yes, Terrell has 311 views and Evan has 265. Okay, got you. Steven, if you did a high school football show, your ratings would be big. They definitely would. They definitely would. And we've talked about that with like my regional editor and stuff like that. I'll say I'm considering it. It's just, it would be in addition to a lot of this stuff I'm still trying to do for basketball. And as we see Shawn Buchanan knocking it down, it would be a lot harder to get film as well, because I wouldn't be able, like, it'd only be the games that I was able to attend and get video of, unless the team provided us the videos, but even then it's very hard. And also it's very hard to get stats, so I wouldn't be able to really analyze or bring up really interesting stats for the players or anything like that, just because a lot of the teams, there's only, I don't want to put specific ones on blast, but there's really only 1 or 2 teams in the area that will send in stats, and even then it's a lot of me having to go to them every single week asking and stuff like that. So it'd just be a lot harder in terms of the resources to make that happen, to put together enough that would be worthy of a show. Like, I'm sure the interview aspect would still be good, but I don't want it to just be that, you know? I think if it's a show, you have to bring a little something extra to the table. On top of it just being super time consuming, and I'm already pretty busy with high school football season because I'm covering all the high school football teams. It's just me doing it. So adding a show onto that workload would be really hard. You see Johnny McCann's almost getting that put back. But I will say that I'm considering it, though. We'll see what happens. Steven M says, maybe if you did a high school show, it can mean a big raise for you. The high school coaches will help you. I wish. If it contributed, or if it gave me a big raise, I wish, but it wouldn't. I'm pretty locked into my salary, especially with them like starting to do furloughs and layoffs, even with USA Today. Raise is kind of out of the question right now. But yeah, it would be dependent on a lot of these high school coaches helping me out in terms of providing stats and stuff like that and video. And just from my experience last season, I think it'd be pretty hard to do that consistently every week, because sometimes they have stats, sometimes if it's on the road, they don't have as much video, or they don't have as much stats, you know. It's just not like college basketball where I can actually go to this team's site or go to the WAC standings and look up advanced stats and stuff like that. But I am still considering it because I know that the views would be good. It would. It would just be a lot of work on top of me already being really busy for high school football, especially towards the end when it overlaps with basketball. We shall see. As we see the bucket there. But yeah, more about Daniel Gonzalez. I want to say the article is already up on the site today. Let me see. I haven't looked at our newspaper today. Today's the first day where Jason is back. So he's been working with design and everything for print. So I just didn't even want to look at it today because I've been doing it for the past week. It's not online yet, so I'd assume it's going to be up tomorrow. It was in our paper today. If you guys got the paper this morning, it was in our paper, but I'm thinking it's going to go online tomorrow. Either way, that interview that's here on our channel is going to be where we got all the quotes from and stuff like that. So if you watch that, you're going to get a general sense of what the article is, but that should be coming out tomorrow, I'm pretty sure. (23-15), New Mexico State, an 8-point lead, 7:31 on the clock in this first half. Shout out to everybody for tuning in. If you guys are watching this live or on replay, either way, I appreciate it. If you guys are enjoying this, please leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notification bells so you get notified every time that we upload or go live, all that good stuff. This is the second to last video of this Aggie Rewind series that we have. Tomorrow night will be our last one against Cal Baptist at home. Senior night, history on the line, all that good stuff. Really looking forward to watching that game. Because I've said it before, to me, that's my favorite game that I've covered this year. Not the most exciting because it was a runaway game. I'll give that one to Utah Valley, but probably my favorite just in terms of the atmosphere. Karen Montagna, who do you think had the best defense in the WAC this season? Meaning like an individual player? Because if that is the case, or did you, I think Cam, you were the one who sent me that question yesterday for Aggie Mailbag, right? Because I was about to say, I would use that for Mailbag, but I don't know if I want to do the same person. I mean, I could do one for this week, one for next week. I know it's going to be a really long time until you get your answer, but if you don't mind waiting for that, I would appreciate it, because we still haven't gotten a whole lot of questions, so I might have to spread it a little bit thin. But let me know if you're cool with that. If not, I can just answer it right now. Because I will be including your one from yesterday in this week's mailbag about the best player this upcoming season. 25-18, New Mexico State, 6:37. So you got to look at Wilfred Lakai there on the bench. A guy who I really like this upcoming season. 6'10", but to me he's going to play a lot of power forward, maybe even a little bit of small forward. The way he can handle the basketball reminds me of a poor man's Pascal Siakam, in the sense that very good ball handling skills for his height, good range, can crash the glass pretty well. Obviously, I just have to put in poor man's there because I know comparing anyone to Pascal Siakam out of New Mexico State is very high praise, and we just haven't seen anything out of Wilfred yet with the Aggies, so I don't want to go all out just yet. But I will say that his playing style is similar, and we'll see how much he can reach that potential. Yeah, I think he could be good for them. 5-point lead right now for the Aggies. They've been in control, although not by a whole lot. It's been a pretty tightly contested game here. Zar Perry with the basketball gets to Talazay Moore. Talk about a pair of cool names, Talazay and Zar. As we get the rip there, Jabari gonna go the other way. Terrell Brown with the basketball and the kick out to Evan. 15 seconds on the shot clock. They were looking for Yvonne down low, but that was a good job contesting it. Doesn't matter though, because Evan throws it up and knocks it down. He was waiting for Yvonne to get open and then just said, well, let me just do it myself. Contact doesn't matter. And one. Cameron Montañez says, next week for Aggie Mailbag, which team do you think had the best defense in the WAC? Got you. Cool. Which team? Okay. Yeah, that's definitely something I can give pretty much a definitive answer if I show some of the stats to it. I just got a question right now, actually from my uncle, who follows all of my work, even though he lives back in Texas. He said, a question for your mailbag: is there a better name in basketball than Tennessee Owens? I'm going to just say short answer, no. I think Tennessee Owens is a pretty cool name. I forgot which site it was. There was some actual national publication to put out like the best names in basketball. I don't know if you guys saw that last season, but one of them was Tennessee Owens. I think it was like the 50 top or the 50 best names or the 100 best names in college basketball, and Tennessee actually got up there. It's pretty funny. We got the drive there. Good contest by Johnny. Jabari with the three, no good, and we got a foul first off. For those who were wondering or were asking yesterday if Shawn is still in Cruces or back in Mississippi, he's just been going back and forth. That's what he said. Right now he's in Cruces, but I think he's gone back and forth like 2 or 3 times already. We see Johnny getting a rest. .411 left in this first half. Once we get to halftime, we will look up the first half box score. I'm going to try to get it to load. It wasn't loading earlier, but I'll try. As you see Jabari missing that layup. Taze Moore going the other way. He's going to slow this down. This is a good matchup for them, so good job by Jabari to help out there. You see Taze was about to back Evan down. 3 ball in the corner, no good. Yeah, you'll let this team shoot threes. It's not their specialty. I think the Aggies will play the odds on that. A lot of guys who like to just take it to the rack. Under 9 seconds on the shot clock. The midi. No good. Jabari with the board. Evan going the other way. Yvonne wanted it. Evan holds off on that. Probably would have been a tough pass. And we got a turnover there. I think we got some really good plays that I showed Shawn for this week's Stray Shooter, so I'm looking forward to you guys seeing his analysis of those. I think we got some good ones. Normally I do 2 offensive plays and 1 defensive play. Just because for the most part I'm trying to find the most exciting plays, and usually an exciting offensive play beats an exciting defensive play. But for Shawn, because defense is such a big part of his game, we did 1 offensive, 2 defensive. So looking forward to y'all getting to see that. All of them were really good plays that he gave a good analysis of. And yeah, it's gonna be 19 minutes and change, so just a little shy of 20. It's still a pretty good length. I would still say a little bit over average. Our average is probably right around 16, 17 minutes, if I had to guess. Because we've had a couple that have been pretty short. Like Will's was pretty short. Terrell, the first one was pretty short. I think that was like 15, and Will was like 14. And then I want to say for the most part the other ones have been right around 20, with Evans being the longest, I think, at like 23, 24. Something like that. Stephen M., when will the Shawn show be unveiled? Wednesday, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, here on our YouTube channel or on lcsunnews.com. You guys can find it either or. It'll be premiering on our Facebook page as well, which is something it's been doing. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that, but it always premieres at the exact same time on our Las Cruces Sun News Sports page. And I think that's it. That's everywhere it'll go. So, yeah, looking forward to that. 3 ball there, no good. Evan's going to go the other way and attack. But it looks like they're calling a foul on the floor beforehand. Let me see if this will pop up or not. Because I couldn't get this box score to load for some reason. We're going to see if I can get it to. There we go. Got it, folks. Cool. So we'll have the first half box score. At halftime, we will look at that. CJ with the basketball. They're swinging it around the perimeter. 14 on the clock. Gets it down low to Johnny, and we got a little shove there. A little too much contact down low. And it will stick to the Aggies. Doesn't look like they are in the bonus. Or I believe that might have put them in the bonus. Let's see. Yep. Free throw for Johnny. A 1-and-1, no good. Is it not? Does it not say that? See, this is what I was talking about earlier, that I've come to appreciate opposing scoreboards, like on the road. Because some of them will say if they're in the bonus or not, some won't. I mean, they do say the foul, so you can tell by that. But this makes your job a lot easier if it says the bonus. 10-point lead right now for New Mexico State. Just under 2 minutes to go. Speaking of Shawn Buchanan, he has the basketball here. Good cut by Trev. He wanted the poster. And they're saying that is a foul. Or no. They're saying a clean block, it looks like. Edler Davis with that. Let's see it. That's a good spin move by Trev to get open. That's all ball. 2 hands, no less. He's going like that. Yeah, you are right. That is all ball. Johnny down low. Can't get it to go. 1:30 left until halftime, folks. I did just reach out to this person that I'm trying to get for next week's episode. So that's why I'm checking on my phone, because anytime it vibrates, I'm hoping it's that a confirmation there, but so far it hasn't been. Same with the AJ thing. I don't want to say it until it's been confirmed, because I know this one will generate a lot of hype. A lot of people will get excited for it. So I'm gonna wait off until I know that it's gonna happen. I'd probably put it at around 70-30 in terms of percentage chance. 70 that we will talk to this person, since I have talked to them already this summer. Sean Buchanan driving, that's a turnover. Roadrunner's going the other way, getting it some more, and he doesn't miss too many opportunities from close range. Really good finisher at the rack. Under 60 seconds to go. New Mexico State up 8. The game clock looks a little weird. It looks like it's almost lagging a bit. Doesn't look very smooth. Right? Is that just me? That looks a little off. Jabari with the ball here. Gets a kick out to CJ. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Off the glass, no good, and it will be a charge as well. Stephen M, what time zone does next week's guest live in? He lives. I was about to say something else, but even that is too much of a hint. No, I got no comment. You guys gotta wait. Because I haven't even gotten a reply from this person yet, so it's way too early to start saying this is the guy we're talking to, you know. So we're gonna have to wait off on it. But you guys will see, if anything, on Wednesday, because it'll be the person that Shawn recommends at the end of the video. I actually remembered to ask in the middle of the show while we were still recording, so you guys will know who I'm trying for by Wednesday, and hopefully like a day or two after that I will have something set up with them. Even has this teaser. Can't do it, man. Can't do it. The suspense. I'm just gonna let it build. At least for today. I might hear back from the person during the live stream, you know? I did reach out like right before this live stream started. They don't have a history of responding too quickly, like in the sense within the same day. So maybe by tomorrow's live stream. Maybe by then I'll know. But for right now, it's too early. Y'all gotta wait. Jabari Rice trying to bump this up to double digits before halftime. And we will look at our first half box score before we get into the final 20 minutes. Free throws up. Cash money. And the Roadrunners will call a timeout here. Stephen M, have you picked out a good sports name for your dog? That's a great question. I think it probably will be a sports name. All of my pets in the past have been sports names. My last dog that I had was Major for Major Applewhite for Texas. They've pretty much all been Texas Longhorns names. We've had Major, we've had Vince for Vince Young, we've had Colt for Colt McCoy. So I don't know. I think it depends on what breed I end up getting, because certain breeds I think get different names to me. I don't know. I'll just see based off of what dog I get. But yeah, I'm still leaning towards getting a dog, but I don't know. It's going to be adoption based, so there's not a set timeline. I'm not going to rush it. I'll keep going to adoption places, and then once I find the one that I want, I'll eventually get one. So we got halftime here, 32-22. Let's take a look at these first half stats. Stephen M, name him Earl Campbell. Earl would be cool. Yeah, I've got an Earl Campbell jersey. Alright, let's go over to this first half stat. I feel like I might name it Cedric. Cedric Benson, R.I.P. Got to meet him a couple of times, actually, like a good handful of times, because I was part of the film crew for the football team, and he would show up to a bunch of them all the time. New Mexico State at the half, it is Johnny McCants with an 8-point performance, 4 rebounds, and 1 dime on 3 for 5 shooting. Ivan Audecoechea and Evan Gilliard each with 6 points. And then CJ Bobbitt with 5 points on 1 for 3 shooting. 7 turnovers for the Aggies, not great. They are 10 for 24 from the floor, that's 41.7%. 5 for 11 from distance, which is 45.5%. And 7 for 9 from the charity stripe, which is 77.8%. And look at the home squad, the Roadrunners. Justin Edler Davis with 7 points, 6 rebounds, 3 for 6 shooting for him. Strong performance. And then DeMonte Buckingham also with 5 points and 2 dimes. Taze Moore, 6 points on 3 for 5 shooting. The Roadrunners do have 4 turnovers, so they've been doing a good job of taking care of the basketball. But they are 9 for 27 from the floor, 33.3%. Not good by any means. 2 for 11 from deep, which is what you come to expect with this squad, not a 3-point shooting team. It's 18.2%. And then they are 2 for 7 from the free throw line, which is 28.6%. So a pretty poor shooting performance. Quite honestly, only being down by 10. They should be down by a lot more right now with the way they've been playing, but they are still hanging in there at the moment. Let's go ahead and get into this final 20 minutes of this one, folks. Hopefully y'all are having a good day. I'm not sure if I've said that yet. Hopefully you had a good day and are still having one. So we are kicking the week off. It is Monday, folks. At this point, all the days are pretty much blurred together for me. Especially this week. This week is just like, it doesn't matter what day it is. I'm just really trying to get stuff ready for the following week when I'm gone. So there's not really a set schedule for anything this week for me. Just as soon as I get enough questions for a mailbag, I'll do that. As soon as I hear back from this next guest, I'll set that up. It's going to be a fun week. But today was good because this was a big thing, was getting at least this week's straight shooter thing done. And I will edit this video once the live stream's over, so that's the big one. I didn't want to look too far ahead to the next week and miss out on something this week. So we got that done. And still not sure if we'll have Aggie mailbag the following week. It depends on if I get enough questions, but I should definitely get enough for this week for sure. It'll just be a matter of if you guys send me enough for the week when I'm gone. We see Taze Moore attacking. Getting that one to fall. It looks like they were calling a foul on the floor beforehand. Ball flew up in the air there. Jabari Rice comes down with it. Terrell, you already know he's going to that wing. No good, but Johnny with the rebound. Smart move by Evan there to slow it down for a bit. It's just little things like that I think really show progression by Evan, is that it's not shoot first anymore, but somebody who should be shooting first, Johnny McCants. I think that's his 3rd triple already. But yeah, I think Evan really learned how to play well within the system this year. Because like shots like that, he would have taken that at UTEP. Without a doubt. Which isn't terrible. Like it's not a knock on his game back at UTEP. He just had a different role with the team, you know. And it was just about adjusting to a different role. It wasn't necessarily playing better basketball, just playing a different style, you know. And I think this year you'll kind of have an in between from Aggies basketball and UTEP, where he's going to be asked to be a bit more of a scorer with the likes of Trevgon and Ebon. Still being one of the team's top facilitators, if not the top one. Taze going the other way. He's taking this. Yeah, he's taking that. $11-point lead for New Mexico State. 17:50 on the clock. Johnny with the basketball gets to the Terrell, top of the arc. 10 seconds on the shot clock, gets it to Jabari, feeding it down low to the Spaniard. The kick out. Ooh, Evan was calling for that, but that's still a good look to Terrell, and he'll knock it down. Yvonne had his back to Evan. He was wide open. But hey, if it goes down, it goes down. Still a good find. 14-point lead for New Mexico State. 17-15. Aggie's in control, though for some reason it doesn't feel like too much of a blowout. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe that's just me watching it. The second half it has become that, but in that first half it looked like Cal State Bakersfield was kind of just staying within striking distance. Although now New Mexico State, oh my goodness, starting to turn it up a notch. There's that reverse dunk. I really didn't realize that Yvonne had done that dunk multiple times this season. Because he had one at the Cayman Islands. He had one at home sometime after the Cayman Islands. I'm forgetting which game it was that we watched. I don't know. Cayman Islands, Seattle, and one game at home. So he had it a couple times. It's a filthy move. Going baseline with the reverse slam. Looking forward to seeing what Yvonne does now that he has graduated. Again, my assumption is just that he's going to play in Spain. That's what I'm thinking. I would say for sure overseas, because that's where his agent is based as well, so all of the people he represents are overseas. But I would just assume it's Spain, since that's where he is from. And then when I talked to CJ, he said that he would like to join Yvonne in Spain, so I'm assuming they've already had talks about it, Again, that's me assuming all of that, but I think that's a pretty solid guess that that's where he'll end up. We're just waiting to see what team it is as of right now. Roadrunners with the basketball here, down by 16. They were only down 10 at halftime. They're trying to chip away here, and Taze Moore doing a lot of it. Definitely contributing here, even extending his range. He's been hooping. The Roadrunners need a little bit more help. I'm looking at Zar Perry needs to help out. Buckingham's been doing a good job. Adler Davis needs to bring a little bit more of that three-point aspect to the team. He's one of their few shooters. That's what we saw in the first matchup. Oh, a little snatch back by Evan. No good, though. That was nice. There are a couple plays every now and then where I got to go like, oof. Normally it's like a crossover or a step back. I don't know why. Those always do it for me. But if you can't convert, doesn't mean much. It's not a highlight if you don't make it, unfortunately. 14-point lead for New Mexico State. I don't think I've said this yet, but shout out to NM Aggie Athletic Archive, as always, providing this video for us. Has this been edited or not? I really haven't noticed. This is about an hour 15, which is a short video. I don't think it has. Maybe some parts, but like right now they're letting it run. Either way, an hour 15. That's like the shortest any of our streams have been. So I'm just letting this play. I do have to edit this straight shooter thing after this, but straight shooter really doesn't take that long to edit nowadays. I've kind of gotten the format of it down. Because there's really not a whole lot that I have to do. I've got to cut out the before and after conversations that we have. And then it's just really a matter of putting in, like, when I shout out our social media, I put that on the screen. The fan Q&A, I put that on the screen. And that takes like 2 minutes per thing I put on a screen. So I'd say it's only like an hour of editing. It's not bad at all. Compared to Aggie Mailbag. Aggie Mailbag is... that's the one I'm really stressed about. If I do end up recording and editing 2 of them this week, I'm not getting any sleep this week. That's the one I'm worried about. And that's why I really want to get enough questions like today, because I would love to write the article tonight if I could, and then record tomorrow, write that article for next week Wednesday and record on Thursday. Like, that's what I would like to do, but we'll see if that happens. It's up to y'all. It's up to you guys. Johnny McCants driving, and we will get a foul here. But at the end of the day, Straight Shooter is the one that gets the most views anyways. And it's the one that we're trying to get sponsored and stuff like that. So that's been top priority, is just making sure I get that. Which I should. I should definitely. I mean, if I have to, if I can't talk to a player this week, I will do an interview and record an episode during my vacation. I'll just bring my camera. It's a tiny little, it's like this big, that I just attach to my laptop. So if I have to, I'll bring it to San Antonio with me, and I'll get you guys an episode of Straight Shooter the week that I'm gone, for sure. Aggie Mailbag's the only one that's up in the air. CJ with the basketball now. Gets it to Evan. Trev to find the Johnny down low. Beautiful passing by the Aggies. And you see Evan already running away. He knows that's cash. Let's look at this ball movement again. There's really not much to break down here. But this is just beautiful ball movement. Every single player for New Mexico State touched the ball here. You got CJ to Trev to Johnny to Evan to Terrell for an open look. Evan could have pulled it too. But that's just a better look. That's the best look that the Aggies could have found on that. Good stuff there. Now it's a 17-point lead with a smidge under 14 minutes left. Cam Allen with the basketball here. He had a pretty solid first game against the Aggies. However, it's been pretty quiet so far here. He's got Terrell Brown guarding him, though. A whack defensive team selection. Ooh, a little stutter. 1 second on the shot clock. That's just chucking it up. I believe that's Buckingham. Speaking of chucking it up, Trev can't come down with it. Maybe if he was fully healthy. Oh, they do save that one. Maybe if he was fully healthy. Just real close to it. Still, though, Trev has been getting up a lot better. You saw he had plenty of offensive rebounds, a poster dunk against Grand Canyon, and a nice finish there. That explosiveness starting to come back for him. Just becoming more of a presence on the court, too. If we look at those first couple games back against, like, Seattle, and what was it, UTRGV? Was it UTRGV? Seattle. Yeah. It was really just a matter of him getting his stamina back, but he wasn't very active, you know, defensively, offensively. It was more so for conditioning, but now he's been a presence on the defensive end, especially, and he's getting a couple buckets too. So that's a great sign. A great sign for the Maryland Mamba, as he likes to go by. 19-point lead for New Mexico State, just under 13 minutes left. Tajay, a pass to Perry. He's been really quiet this game, Perry has. He's open in the corner. And that's, even though it's a foul call there, I think that's a good decision by Shawn. We have a play similar to that I showed him for Straight Shooter, which you guys will see on Wednesday, but it's it's just playing the odds, which I think is something that Shawn does really well. Because again, this is a Cal State Bakersfield team that does not shoot the three ball very much, and so instead of guarding Czar right here, Shawn is pretty much making sure that there's not anything going on the inside, because that's where the majority of the Roadrunners' points comes from. He still is going to be quick enough to get here if he has to, but for the most part, his top priority is this right here. Even though it's a foul, his top priority is shutting down the inside game for the Roadrunners. If it's a kick out to Perry, who hasn't been having a good game and already isn't much of a three-point shooter, they can live with the results, you know. But that's something that just comes with scouting reports, with just watching your film, knowing the person that you're guarding. Shawn knows that there's a better chance that Stiff down low is going to get this bucket as opposed to Perry knocking down a three. And it's even more impressive when somebody like Shawn does that, because Shawn had to play a little bit of small forward, shooting guard, point guard this season, you know. So not only is he having to watch film on someone in the backcourt, he's watching even more film on even more players, on the small forward, on the backup small forward. He was saying that he'll watch film on anybody who averages like 2 minutes or more. Anyone who has a chance to come into the game, he's watching film on them. And it's just a matter of playing those percentages in your head while the game is happening. That's not easy to do. And Shawn does it really well. It's part of the reason why I could definitely see him being a coach, because he knows so much more about the game of basketball than just what's required for a point guard. Like, he knows how all the positions work, you know? He just knows team basketball, so I could definitely see him being a coach, which is something that he's looking to do. Speaking of Shawn, he's got the basketball here, crossing half court and getting it to Trevelyan. Or a little step back. Oh, bounced a couple times, but no good. Still, that's something we didn't see his first couple games back, him searching for his own shot. Speaking of which, corner pocket rocket. Is that bad, man? Yes, it is. Taze Moore, man. Jeez. I know I feel like I've said it for at least one player on every single team in the WAC, but Taze is super underrated. If I had to make an underrated WAC players team for this past season, he would definitely be up there. He might even get the top of the list, honestly. But his game is just so smooth, man. So smooth. Especially because he takes a lot of shots, but it doesn't seem forced. Like, he's got the hot hand right now, but even then, he's taking good shots and knocking them down. He's pretty patient. It's just a matter of getting some help, which he has not gotten much of in this game. And that's why the Roadrunners are down by 15 with 11:42 left in this one. I really haven't even been checking this live stream. Am I in frame? Yeah, I am in frame. Okay, cool. Sometimes I just forget. I don't think I've had a live stream where I've been out of frame. I hope I haven't. I don't go back and watch them. I just, as soon as I end the stream, it gets uploaded, and I add it to like our Aggie Rewind playlist, and that's it. Because it's not like a 20-minute straight shooter video where I can just watch it all in a short amount of time and make sure everything's good. It's like a full hour and a half, and I'm not going to sit down and watch a full hour and a half right after I just sat down to live stream for an hour and a half, you know. So I hope everything has been running well. Spire Rice with the free throw makes it a 17-point game. The pair of free throws, I should say. Let's see if we got any more Aggie mailbag questions. That's what I want to know. For the most part, Aggie Alert has been really solid with providing some. So let's see. Nothing from Aggie mailbag. The only one is, if Jaquan Scott commits to NMSU, do you think he'll sit out or play as a freshman? I don't want to answer that because he's not on the team yet. I don't like speculating it's already one thing to speculate if I think somebody will join a team or not. It's a whole other thing to already start wondering what his fit with the team would be if he commits there, especially because he already deleted that post with New Mexico State and Kansas. Um, so I don't even know how much he's even considering New Mexico State at this point. You know, we just don't know. And it's not like he has an agent that I can reach out to or anything like that. And he has his DMs closed, so it's not like I can reach out to him personally anyways. So if I'm that much in the dark for something, I don't want to speculate about any of that. So I won't answer that one. I already talked about him in the first Aggie mailbag, and so I'm just gonna leave it at that. If any more news comes up, then sure. But if there's no news coming in, I'm gonna just let it sit. I'll just let it sit for a while. That's kind of my approach for a lot of recruiting. Which I know y'all get excited about new players coming in. I get it, especially because Jaquan Scott is a really good talent. But at the end of the day, if there's no news on it, there's no news on it. I'm gonna focus on the guys I know are on the team. You know, as opposed to the ones that might be. So we see a spin move by Taze, gets his own board. Okay. Yeah. He's putting this team on his shoulders right now. Trying his best to get something going. He'll get free throws. Isaiah, the junior guard. I think could have been in contention for probably all WAC second team. I was going to say first team, but I would probably say all WAC second team this year. Had the Roadrunner stayed in the WAC. Could he have made first? Off the top of my head, I'm thinking Jabari Rice, Johnny McCants, Alessandro Lever, Javon Levi, and then one more player. So maybe. I mean, it doesn't matter. They're not coming back. But yeah, I would say all WAC second team safely. The find to Terrell, kicking it out to Shawn on the top of the arc. Looking for the open man. He'll get it to Terrell. Under 10 on the shot clock. Good find by CJ. Although Jabari can't knock it down. And who is this with the basketball here? Is this... what number? This is Perry, I believe. Is this number 5? Yeah. Zara Perry with the basketball. Yeah. I was going to say, you got to take that matchup if Shawn's guarding you, but you got to back him down a bit. You're making Shawn's job a lot easier if you're going for a fader. And you have that height advantage, you should be attacking. CJ with the basketball now. Although the lane was pretty clogged up. Aggie's just swinging it around. Not quite in cruise control yet. 14 points with a 14-point lead with 9 minutes to go. But they are in control, that's for sure. As they have been this whole game, really. Close at times in the first half, but it has been a double-digit lead the whole way through in this second half. Perry with basketball. CJ defending here. That's good straight-up defense, but an even better shot. Who is that? If it's a really good play, I'll look up the guy's name because you got to give credit to that. Let's see. Was that Shawn Smith? Was that 32? I think it was. Good bucket, though. Good bucket. 12-point game. I mean, and that's what I was talking about. It feels like a runaway game, but at the same, like, it's kind of not. They're in that range where it's like it's not quite, you're not quite comfortable yet. Can't take the foot off the gas just yet. You're just a very short, like 6-0 run or something like that, from all of a sudden us having a ball game. And it's just a pass to Evan in the backcourt. You can inbound it backcourt. Shawn with the basketball here, gets it to Evan on the wing. Under 10 on the shot clock. Gilliard gonna let it fly, no good. Yvonne with a little volleyball tap. Jabari comes down with it. Roadrunners trapping here, but Johnny will get it. Set something up here. Getting it to the point guard. Good rotating by the Roadrunners. That's just a good shot. And I mean, that's when it's frustrating. You play good defense the first possession, leads to an offensive rebound. You're rotating really well, and it's just a good shot by a good shooter, man. Roadrunners really haven't been playing particularly bad defense. I'm just going to say their offense just haven't been able to get it going. And it's not even a whole lot of New Mexico State either. Like, New Mexico State isn't forcing a lot of turnovers. The looks have been decent. That's a good finish. Again, this is just a very one-dimensional Bakersfield team, and if they can't get it going down low, they're going to struggle to keep up on the scoreboard with a lot of teams in the conference, especially in New Mexico State. Oh, that's wide open. Knockdown. He's feeling it. Is that number 4? 4 or 5? Doesn't matter. Either way. Stellar performance from Johnny McCants from distance so far. Might be up there for his season high, if not career high, in terms of made threes in a game. I'm guessing. He did lead a team in percentage, but definitely not in attempts. I would say 4 is going to be up there. We can look at that later. So we see a good finish down low. Now I was going to look it up, but we'll look it up after the game because I want to see what he finishes with. Oh, Johnny was thinking about it there, but the turnover first and foremost. Said my bad there. See the little handshake they had there? $14-point lead. I was trying to do the math there in my head for a second. That's why I was quiet for a little bit. I don't know why I was struggling with that. I really shouldn't have been. 14-point lead for the Aggies. With 5:45 left. Turnover there, and then another one. Yeah, he saves it. Oh, I remember this play. Yeah. Good stuff. Great pass by Perry to Moore. I just remember that little handoff. This game, to be honest with you, I didn't remember a whole lot. I remember like how it played out in terms of the stats and stuff. You see Trevelyan Queen, corner pocket rocket. I didn't remember too many like highlight plays. That one though I did, because that was a nice play. $15-point lead for the Aggies. They've kept the Roadrunners out of reach so far. With 5 minutes left, they're on their way to improving the 15-0 in WAC play. Shout out to everybody who tuned in to watch this or is tuning in, whether you're watching this live or on replay. I appreciate it. If you are enjoying this, please leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notification bells, all that good stuff. And now I gotta plug that a couple times every video because it really does help our our channel grow whenever we get some likes. For those not too familiar with the whole YouTube format, the more likes you get, the more likely it's going to get recommended to new people in people's feed. And then the more views we get, the quicker we can get monetized and all that. More likely we're going to get subscribers, all that good stuff. So it's a chain reaction, so I would really appreciate it from you guys if you could do that. CJ Bobby with the basketball here, gets to the Trev, to Johnny. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Looking for the open man. Terrell's got no problem shooting it. Well, that time it rims out. Point lead. I believe this is Buckingham. That would have been a tough layup. No, that's not Buckingham, is it? Let's see. Might be. I think Buckingham. It's the one rocking the headband. Yeah, it is. I don't know why I go like that. Like, it doesn't affect the view because it's just a flat video, but I don't know. In my head, that helps. 4 minutes and 1 second on the clock. Once this game is over, we will look up my final score prediction to see how on or off I was. We'll look up the final box score and then quotes from the team. And once again, I do not remember who we got quotes from for this game. And the reason why I say who we got quotes from instead of who we talked to is because I don't talk to the players or the coach after the game is over for road games. The SID does the interview and sends me the video, so that's why it's even harder for me to remember. It's for sure Jans, because after wins, he for sure will talk. So we see Terrell Brown, 3-ball no good. Dang, he hung in the air. Did y'all see that? I know there's really no point in me rewinding for this, but I just want to see this again. I'm sorry. Look at, so like, he didn't expect it to take such a high bounce. Look at this. Oh my God. It looked like he almost hit like a second jump in the air to stay up there. That was impressive. What was I saying? Yeah, I know we got a quote from Jans, or a couple quotes, and I don't know who we would have talked to for a player. I'm going to say we didn't talk to a player. We normally don't on the road. But I can start looking that up right now. Get that set up. There's that handshake again. It's a pretty cool handshake. By Gilliard and Brown. Okay, so I found my final score prediction. Let me save that. You guys know I always got to do it a little bit early because it's very hard to pull up these articles. Okay, this is actually pretty easy then. We talked to Jans and that's it. But we did get 3 quotes from him. So we'll look up that once this is over. And we'll look at the final box score as well. And then we'll get out of here. I'll return to my little office room over there and start editing this straight shooter video so I can have it ready for you guys on Wednesday. And if I get enough Aggie mailbag questions tonight, I'll write the article and record the video. I'll write the article tonight and record the video tomorrow. So we shall see. 3-ball there by Evan, no good. Johnny with the rip there, but they're going to say that was a foul on the Crucis Crusader. Evan letting out a little frustration there, you can see, after the miss. All good though, because the Aggies are up by 15 with just under 3 minutes left in this road contest. Looking to improve the 15-0 in WAC play, which is one away from making history. The miss there, and they should be sitting on this ball a little bit. I'd imagine their shots will come at the end of the shot clock, unless it's wide open. Because if that's the case, Terrell will knock it down. He's been feeling it all night. Interested in looking up the stats for this one, because this might be... would this be his best performance of the season? That UMKC one at home was pretty good too. Speaking of Terrell, he gets the board and gets fouled. And this is free throws for Brown. It should be. No. Let's see. No, it's not free throws. 12 for 28 for the Aggies from distance. Pretty good. And then 3 for 13 for the Roadrunners. Evan with the basketball here, gets it to Terrell. Aggies swinging it around the perimeter. Missed shot there. Looks like the Roadrunners have been rolling with the 3-2 zone, but still, I feel like the Aggies have gotten a lot of good looks from deep. We see Edler Davis. That's one of the guys that can really provide spacing for the Roadrunners, because he does have range. He hasn't had a whole lot going on this game. Stephen M., are you flying back to Texas? I'm driving back. Yeah, I'm driving back. So I got a very, very long drive ahead of me. I think it comes out to like 9 hours and change. I just don't want to take any flights, so that's why. But yeah, I'll be heading out very early on Saturday, since weekends are when I'm off. And yeah, I'll get there. I'll probably take off around like maybe 9 a.m., something like that. And that would mean I'd get there at what, like 6-ish, 6:30. Pretty much in time for like dinner is what I'm trying to get there in time for. You see CJ with the basketball. Yeah, I drove home. The only other time I've driven home was when I was doing the 2K series. So that was like 2 months ago, something like that. I drove home for that. It's really not that bad. I mean, when I moved from North Dakota, I did I think it was like a 25-hour drive, nonstop with my dad, and we just took 5-hour shifts in a U-Haul. So like, since then, 9-hour drive to me, I can do that. I'm good. I'll probably take a break somewhere for like an hour or two to like eat and just stretch out. But other than that, I'll just make the drive. I'll be fine. Roadrunners with the basketball here. Under 1 minute to go. Aggies on their way to their 15th victory in WAC play, 24th on the season, as we got a half-court pass, and that should lead to a bucket. Good rip, though, by Buckingham. Wow. Good effort saving it. Can never assume. I assumed, but props to the Roadrunners for chasing that. 13-point lead for the Aggies, 41.3 seconds left. Like I said, once this game is over, we will look at my final score prediction, which I'm pretty sure I was very off on. I think I had it at like a 8-point game, but I want to say it was like in the 60s is what I had. We'll look at the final box score and then quotes from the team, which is just Jan's. However, it is 3 quotes. So a good amount of words coming from Jan's. I felt like it got a little bit darker over in my kitchen. Did like a light bulb go out or something? I don't think it did. That was weird. 3 ball there. Why not? One more for EG. Aggie's been letting it fly. A lot of good looks from deep. That one's no good. That's going to do it, folks. 62-46. New Mexico State coming out with the win. My final score prediction was 68-61 New Mexico State, so not very close. I had it as a 7-point game. It was a 16-point game. I felt it was going to be a little bit closer, but New Mexico State played this one really well. Roadrunners just couldn't really get anything going offensively. A look at the final statistics for New Mexico State. It's Johnny McCants with a team high, not game high, team high 14 points, 6 rebounds, 2 dimes, 1 block on 5 for 7 shooting. And then the only other double-digit scorer, Terrell Brown, with 12 points. I felt like he had a lot more, so I guess it wasn't close to his season high. But still, 12 points, 3 assists, 1 rebound. The Aggies will take that on 4 for 9 shooting. All of his shot attempts from deep. That's not anything new, really, with Terrell. 9 points for Evan Gilliard and a team high, make that a game high, 6 assists. So good stuff from him to go along with 6 rebounds, too. Very good performance, a quietly good performance by Evan. So props to him on 3 for 8 shooting. And then 8 points for Ivan Audicoechea to go along with 4 boards, 2 assists on 3 for 5 shooting. 12 turnovers for the Aggies, not great. 20 for 50 from the floor, which is 40%. 13 for 29 from deep, 44.8%. And then 9 for 11 from the charity stripe, which is 81.8%. A look at the Roadrunners, a game high, 18 points from Taze Moore. Shouldn't be a surprise after watching this one. Pretty apparent that he was one of the best players on the court today, if not the best player, just for this particular game. And then he also had 3 rebounds. He was dealing with some foul trouble, 4 fouls, 3 turnovers, but still a good performance on 8 for 14 shooting. 10 points from Justin Edler Davis to go along with 8 rebounds, 2 for 5 from the 3-point line. So yeah, he actually did do his part late down the stretch there and provided some spacing. But other than that, not a whole lot going on for the Roadrunners. 11 turnovers, not horrible. This is pretty bad. 19 for 48 shooting from the floor, 39.6%. 4 for 15 from deep, which is 26.7%, and then 4 for 11 from the free throw line. Yikes, 36.4%. Let's go ahead and check out quotes from this one because we did talk to Just Jans. This is him talking about the win. He said, "I thought we had a good mindset. I thought we had a good approach. We got off to a great start, and I just thought it was a real solid game. I really thought we were solid in most categories throughout the game." Yeah, I mean, I think that's a pretty good way of putting it. Just a solid game. I wouldn't say it's one of their best performances of the year. Definitely not one of their worst. This is just taking care of business on the road, really. And then this is Jans talking about the physicality of this game because the Roadrunners are one of the more physical teams, if not the most physical team in the conference. This is Jans talking about that. He said, "We were expecting just a fight, and we got one. It was a very physical game. I thought the refs did a good job in terms of letting it be physical and staying that way. They didn't change the way the game was called, and both teams were competing." And then here is Jans talking about McCants' performance. What was McCants' stats? 14 and 6. He has been on a bit of a stretch, so I guess that's why they asked him about it. A good stretch. He said he was feeling it from outside, and he was taking good shots. That was the best sign, is that he took rhythm shots that were open, and he was knocking them down. He's playing much better. He's playing more aggressively. His skill level continues to improve since we got him, and hopefully that'll continue. Yeah. How many made threes did Johnny have in this one? A perfect 4 for 4. And I do want to just check and see if that's a season high in terms of made threes for Johnny. I don't know if maybe I'm the only one that cares, but I'm just gonna look it up because I'm curious. I'm gonna say it is. Let's see. It's gotta be, because he shot a good percentage, but he didn't shoot a whole lot. Yes, this is the most that he has made. I'm assuming for his career too, then, because he didn't shoot a whole lot his first couple seasons. So, great performance by Johnny. Good performance by the Aggies in general. They come out with the win. And then tomorrow night, history on the line, folks. Stephen M. Apologies if this is a little bit late because I can't see the comment section while I'm reading that stuff. He said, another great show. Sports editor Jason Krause can learn from you. I got no comments on that, man, but I appreciate it. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. Tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, is our final live stream. It will be against Cal Baptist at home, senior night, history on the line. You guys definitely want to check that one out. I'm looking forward to watching it, and I'm hoping that you guys will join me as well. And spread the word. Let's try to get a couple more people on this live stream for this last one. I'll post it on Aggie Alert. I will post it on Twitter, Facebook, all that. And hopefully we can end this series with a really good game, because definitely will be an exciting one to watch. But for now, I think that is it. The video with Daniel Gonzalez, Nick Gonzalez's older brother, is here on our YouTube channel, so check that out if you haven't yet. This upcoming Wednesday will be a Straight Shooter episode, number 9 already, with Shawn Buchanan. About 20 minutes, maybe a little bit less, 19 and change. So definitely check that out as well. And then Aggie Mailbag on Thursday. For now, I think that is it, folks. I'm going to go edit that video for Straight Shooter, so that way we can have that ready for you guys. I think that's it. This has been Justin Martinez, a.k.a. Jay the Sports Dude, and I'm out.